What's up everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Bayonetta. In the last episode, we finished Chapter 12 and the Chapter 13 boss, Sapientia.
You're really not going to like what comes next. I hope you know that.
Don't tell me. Air Cheshire has awful in-flight entertainment and horrendous food.
Think about it. Those things that downed the jet aren't just going to let us land on their island. You think we can just say, "Hey, we're here," and they'll bring us a cake? Things look good from up here. But the further down you go, the harder it is to not notice the reality of things.
Cheshire, look.
Oh, I'm looking. Oh, fuck me.
Welcome to my fantasy zone. Get ready.
Okay, so the missile operation text here is another Afterburner nod. And you can see the Isla del Sol's anti-air defense system in effect here that we read about in the journal entry from the last episode. Now you might be thinking, wow Dave, your voice sounds really fucked up today. Well, I put a comment up this morning on the channel. It said I wouldn't be putting anything up for the rest of the week. Well, the reason for that is all of Bayonetta, except for the bonus stuff, is recorded already, or was. I lost a couple of the audio files recently. If you listen to Spelunky 2 and 3 with Mike in them, you might notice that I talk about the first 2 episodes of Spelunky. I had 4 recorded. 2 solo, 2 with Mike, but I did some careless house cleaning of my folders, and I deleted one of the audio files. I did the same thing with the last couple of Bayonetta episodes. Since I've been sick and my throat's been killing me, I didn't expect to be re-recording Bayonetta before I got better. But at the start of the year, I said I would be doing 1 new episode every day, and I kind of want to stick to that if I'm capable of doing so. So I'm going to do my best here. So the warning you see here says an intruder has penetrated our force field, and this is a reference to a game called Salamander, which is a spin-off of Gradius. And let's see, the inspired here. The inspired here is green because the first boss of Hideki Kamiya's favorite game was a green dragon. This might be a little less talkative than a normal episode, but I'll make sure I hit all the key points from the original recording. Hopefully my warm soup, my chloroseptic throat spray, and some tea will keep my throat in good enough shape to finish out this recording. So this level is 2 main halves. The first half is this part on the missile, the second part is our final confrontation with Jean. So that'll be really exciting. And even though this is only half of the level, there's a ton to talk about going on in this section. And it's also a lot more exciting than Route 666. It's not exactly like the most robust of shmup controls, but it's something fun and different, and it works well enough. The only thing is, if games give you motion sickness, this might be a bad episode for you because the whole screen flips around when you use your evade. And that evasive roll has crazy invincibility frames, so it is really, really useful. Now, as for this part, this happens twice, where it goes side-scroller-esque, where you fight off a wave of angels, and these are the two stupidest hearts you can get in this part. So you see there, I finished off the applaud with the torture attack, and it gives me a heart. That's all you have to do for the heart, but if you don't know to do that, then you're not going to get it. So this shooting stage would have been cut from the game if it was behind schedule. So they planned it out that way too. So if they needed to nix something to speed the production of the game up, this was low enough priority where they could do so. This was pretty high on the chopping block if needed. It was also supposed to involve flying a jet fighter into a building and fighting a headless night boss. Or I might be thinking of the intro to the next level. I'm not sure about that. Like, you were supposed to crash halfway up. Oh yeah, I think I might be thinking of the next level. You're supposed to crash like halfway up the Ithavoll building. And it would be the upper half, so they didn't have to model the lower part of the building. And actually, we'll talk more about that in the next episode or the next half of this level. I actually don't remember how long this one lasts. So the warning for the Courage refight there was also an Intruder has penetrated our force fields. There is one coming up. I'll try to point that out. I don't know if it's the next one or one after, but all the warnings are either that or there's one unique one coming up. So the green projectiles we've been dodging, you can either just move around the screen or you can use the really invincible evasive roll. If you won't activate Witch Time like that, but it just helps to avoid the damage. If you use the dodge roll against the fireballs, you can activate Witch Time, which is pretty handy. So now here's the second of these fights. We just have to make sure that this guy gets the brunt end of a torture attack, and we will get the final Witch Heart for this level. Cool. Oh! Fun fact about this level, if you kill every single enemy aside from the deers, I believe they're called, that pop up during the boss refights or the boss sections, and you take no damage while going through this level, you get a million Halo bonus. So you don't need to use the evasive rolls to dodge the green projectiles, or anything for that matter. But it does make it a hell of a lot easier. Okay, that's another Intruder has penetrated our force fields. You can kind of barely make out what it says there. Oh, that reminds me. So JP Kellums, who is a translator and a writer at Platinum Games, put a blog post up on the Platinum forums about the language that gets spoken when infernal demons get summoned, or when torture attacks are used, or when the angels speak to each other, Bayonetta. So, in this post, he writes that he was doing research to figure out, like, how the angels should sound. He wanted something that was, quote, disconcerting but powerful, unquote. And so he found this dead invented language called Enochian, which, I'm just gonna read this off of the post. It was transcribed or invented by mathematician and occultist John Dee, who was a 16th century advisor to the English throne. And it's said to be the language of angels. So all of the torture attacks you hear when she's summoning the infernal demons, I think like one of the most clear phrases you can hear, or the most repeated, is when she summons Gamora. She says something like, that sounds like Avragato or something. The exact phrase is probably written down on the Wikia. She's speaking Enochian, and so are all the angels speaking to her. Oh, one of the phrases specifically that Bayonetta speaks for a torture attack against the Joys is the phrase Piad, or Piaf, spelled Piadph, which is in the jaws of death. Oh, and I don't know if you hear the screaming. I'm pretty sure Cereza is also on the missile with Bayonetta. Actually, that's always the one thing I forget to pay attention to in this cutscene is that. But I'm pretty sure you can hear her. Oh, here it is. That one says a huge angel temperance is approaching fast. That is a reference to a game called Darius. And this is what, our second temperance refight? Also, I remember reading this facetious post on the GameFAQs forums about this level. I think it's in Route 666. Bayonetta says something about not walking because the salty ocean air will mess her hair up. And yet we have this whole level where she's riding a missile across the ocean. Someone pointed that out as a plot hole on GameFAQs. I'm pretty sure it was not a serious post. I hope not anyway. Oh, also, I remember the name of the tentacle faces from the Lestitia fight. The faces are Euphoria, Despair, and Rage. Now, it's been a while since I played Sin and Punishment 2 Star Successor, which, by the way, is by far my favorite Wii game. I don't remember exactly which level this reminds me of, but I do know that it reminds me of one of the boss stages in Sin and Punishment. And I think it's like it's within the first half of the game, I want to say. Man, I really hope there is a new Sin and Punishment game for the Wii U. Then again, I don't know if it'll be the same if it's not like an on-rail light gun shooter. I really, really love on-rail games and shmups and all those kinds of games. They're super fun. I should do... Well, I'm doing Dead Space Extraction. I should do more of that stuff. Like, I want to do Super Earth Defense Force at some point in the near future. Especially because that's a short game. Yeah, I want to do Super Earth Defense Force. I definitely want to do Cinemora, which is one of my top 5 games from 2012. It's time to cut back on the talking a little bit. I just had a really nasty coughing fit. Oh, really, really good timing, too. So I think that is the end of the level. I think we have another cutscene, or not the end of the level. That's the end of this section of the level, and we have a little cutscene, and then we can close things out for now.
It's brilliant, Mummy!
Welcome to Isla del Sol. Island of wealth and power. Jean, if you've made it this far, that should be enough. You're back to your old self. This is where we finish what was started so long ago.
A friend of my enemy is also my enemy, be it witch or sage.
The Lumen Sages. They were our counterbalance as overseers. Between us, there was a law that was never to be broken. It stated that the intersection of light and dark would bring calamity to this earth. But 500 years ago, a child was born in clear violation of this tenet. That child was you.
500 years ago.
The disaster this caused sent the clans into a spiral of chaos that continues to be felt to this day. You, the half-breed of light and dark, are at the center of that chaos. Allowing you to continue to exist is a danger that cannot be accepted. When the eyes of the world are within our grasp, the power of creation will be awakened. That is why the left eye, our treasured left eye, will never fall into the hands of another. The left eye, our treasured left eye, will never fall into the hands of another. Bayonetta, it is time that this is brought to an end. That you are brought to an end.
You did it.
It is our charge as witches to protect the treasures of the clan by any means necessary, even if it means burning every inch of this island to a crisp.
I'm really beginning to hate missiles. You know, I have no idea what the hell you girls got going on here. But you don't mind if I take this off your hands, do you? Get in, Cerecita.
Mummy?
Theresa.
Bayonetta, time is of the essence. This can wait no longer.
Alright, that's gonna do it for this episode, folks. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one.